Megan is going to kind of expose the main things that were super helpful for her on her weight loss journey. Now, I need to remind you guys, she's not done yet. So she's been with me since January. So it's been about 9 months, almost 9 months now. And she is still freaking crushing it. Let's go ahead and dive in. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are. Tell the people what you do for a living, because that's always super fun. And then tell the people where you are from so they can get a little background.
Yeah. So I'm Megan. I live in La Plata, Maryland, and my 9 to 5 job is I'm a therapeutic recreation supervisor. So essentially I do activities in a nursing home, but we really jazz it up and kind of create quality of life for older adults. So that's super awesome and super fun during COVID time. But yeah, so that's essentially kind of my very basic background.
Love it. Very cool. Yeah, I like people to have a little background, that everybody is a little bit different, comes from all walks of life. So let's go ahead and dive in. So you did originally the 21-day challenge, then you did the 4-month program, and then you are now currently in the year-long program. So with the 21-day challenge, let's just rewind back to January. Why did you sign up for the 21-day challenge? What was the thing that you were like, I just need to do this? Like, I gotta do this challenge.
Yeah, so I'm somebody who has literally tried like every fad diet out there, like you name it, and I've definitely I've attempted it or I've looked into it or I've paid for it and never did it. Lots of those. And I had just gotten engaged a few months before, and I was like, yeah, I want to like lose weight and look good in a wedding dress. Maybe I'll lose like 20 pounds or something, but I'm still going to be fat forever. So, that was my mindset going into it. I seriously, I thought I would maybe lose 20, and that was probably pushing it. Like, I had very low expectations for the challenge. But I also was so desperate because I had literally tried everything and I was so freaking miserable. Like, my day-to-day life, like, I was like, this doesn't matter. Like, I'm just here. I'm like a blob on earth, essentially. And I had no control of anything really in my life. Like, I just was kind of letting life happen to me, then living life. So that was mindset going into the challenge, which looking back is really crazy to think about.
No, it sounds weird. I always tell people, how did you feel before you started the challenge? And I'm like, and they're like cringing, telling me. And I'm like, that's so weird. That's not even like you anymore. I don't even know who that person is. And kind of going into that, what was that one thing that you were like, I got to do the challenge. I'm just going to sign up. Let's just do it.
So I had been creepy and following your Instagram account for a while, and I was like, wow, like, this girl's so fit. Like, this is so cool. And like, she's helping all these people lose weight. Like, I don't know, it's kind of intense for me, but like, I do kind of need a kick in the ass. Like, I really need a kick in the ass. And so that was kind of my final decision of like maybe she's the intensity I need, because nothing has ever worked before. And luckily it all worked out, and that was exactly what I needed. I needed somebody to kick my ass, to call me out on my bullshit, to literally hold me accountable. Because now here we are, 9 months later. But yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. And I love that you were like, don't think I'm creepy, but I stalked you for a while. Don't feel weird, because there's people right now watching this live who have been stalking me for years, who probably haven't even liked one of my posts, never sent me a DM, never comment on any of my stuff, but they're like ghost following me until they're feeling real risky, till they see like the one thing, and then they're gonna get me. They're gonna attack, and I'm gonna change their life, and I'm so excited. Anyway, you signed up for the challenge. You were like super skeptical. You were like, this girl's crazy. She's probably gonna be so mean and so intense, and it's gonna be the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And what happened? How was the challenge? What was your experience?
So the challenge, like, literally changed my life and my perspective, which is really crazy because it was the shortest part of this journey so far. but it just actually gave me hope, and I got into the challenge, and it wasn't just crazy workouts, it was mindset calls and having a community of women uplifting each other, which was like crazy to me, to like, wow, women uplift each other, like, wow, where has this community been?
Not
so
on
that,
Instagram.
no, definitely not there. But yeah, just having that community and accountability, and that it wasn't solely about working out, and it was, let's work on everything. And I gave my all to the challenge, and it paid off. I lost the 11 pounds, and I left the challenge thinking like, holy shit, like I can lose weight. Like I don't have to be fat forever. Like I don't know if I'll lose a lot, but I can at least be healthier. And so leaving, I was like, okay, like I have my momentum, like maybe I'm good. I think I'm good. I can go on my own. And I could not. Like I literally, like 3 days after the challenge, I was so high on like life that I had lost 11 pounds for the first time in forever, and something actually worked for me. And literally within 3 days, I started gaining it back, and I was like, whoa, like I just did all this work and made all this progress on myself, and I'm just gonna let it turn back. And so that's when I reached back out, and I was like, help, like what's next? Like I'm not ready for this to be this on my own. Like I need some more, and also I want to keep going. I have this momentum. I know I can actually lose weight now, so let's freaking make it happen. And that's when my breakthrough journey started.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. And everyone goes through that though. Everyone has this high where they're like, I'm doing so good. I could do this on my own. I have all this information. And then they go and try to do it on their own. I mean, I don't say this just to say it. Like Megan is literally here telling you, you go to do it on your own. And then you're like, fuck, I just gained fucking 3 pounds back in 4 days. What do you think was the biggest thing that caused you to gain that weight back just within that period of time? Because your strategy was the same. What do you think was the thing that was like, oh, well, this is happening?
I seriously think the accountability and the lack of community. Like when you're in the challenge and in any of the programs, you have that community Facebook group that you can be a part of, and you can share your wins and you can share your struggles, and you can be like, hey, I'm having a rough day, and somebody is going to comment and pick you back up. And it's just an amazing feeling. Whereas when you're out on your own, I mean, life is hard. Like life is tough. You're gonna have a bad day. So having the community and accountability to be like, help, like this is happening. Like I want to turn my life around. Like I want to just have this be one bad day, not seven. Like, what is your advice? And having that to pick you back up is literally like everything. Like, because life isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're gonna, eat way more pieces of pizza than you should maybe one day when you've been doing good all week, but now you had a ton of pizza. Not the pizza's bad because I love pizza, but just being able to proportion yourself but have the community and accountability.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you said that. And for everyone on here who doesn't know, I have a health and fitness coach too. I'm a certified personal trainer and a nutrition specialist, and I still have a health and fitness coach, not because I need a strategy, but because I love accountability. I love accountability. I love community. I love being a part of something. And it's so helpful when you're on a journey, especially when fucking weight loss is hard. Like, and I say this all the time, weight loss is not easy, but it is simple if you have the right strategy and if you have the right accountability and the right mindset around it. So with that, I love that you talk about that accountability and community being the two biggest things that really pushed you forward to the next level, because so many people think that they need a strategy. So many people think that that is the thing that is going to push them forward. But really, guys, it's that consistency. You need that consistency. And like Megan was saying, you start to eat a pizza. You're like, oh, I lost 11 pounds. Let me treat myself. You have a pizza. And then in your head, you start doing this. Justifying. I hate the justifying. Well, I'll have one pizza here, I'll have one pizza there, and then 15 pizzas later, you've gained 15 pounds, and you're like, how did I end up here with a pizza box, empty pizza box on me? And you're laying in the front yard, and you're like, how did I get here? Like, and that's what happens is we justify, and then it spirals, and then it's a snowball effect. And unless you have a coach, like Megan was saying, especially a very blunt coach that goes, okay, you fucked up, that's totally fine, give yourself some grace, let's move forward. Because if you don't continue to push and you don't continue on with your nutrition, no matter how good your workouts are, right, it's not going to happen. You're not going to see the results that you want. And like we talk about all the time, one piece of pizza is great. Two pieces of pizza is great. And I always say, you can have your cake and eat it too, just not the whole entire fucking cake, right? So being able to have that feedback constantly is a game changer in your weight loss journey. So let's move to what happened next. So you were like, help me, I'm dying, I ate all this pizza, what do I do? And you signed up for the Breakthrough Program, which is our 4-month program. You started the Breakthrough Program. You went through the Breakthrough Program. Tell me a little bit about your experience in that program, what your results are, and kind of what the difference was between the 21-day challenge and the 4-month program.
Yeah, so the 4-month program, I had a really big change in my mindset. Obviously, I had huge physical changes over the 4 months, just, continuing with everything, the food and nutrition. But the 4 months made me, by like the second month, I didn't even know that person in January. Like all of those feelings of I've accepted that I'm going to be fat forever had left. That was it was a lot faster than expected, I guess. Then, going into it, it's like, I've thought that for so many years that's just who I am. That's part of my identity. And I had tried to cover up all my insecurities with that of like, I'm fat, but like I can wear it well, or I'll buy clothes that make it look okay. But deep down, I was so unhappy. And so in the 4-month program, I really kind of uncovered all of those feelings and kind of dealt with them face on. Like, first of all, I don't have to be fat forever. I can work my ass off and get the body I want. And I'm headed in there. You damn right. Just check me out after my year-long program's over. But yeah, like I had that hope that I had in the 21-day challenge was right. Like the 4-month program brought me to where I wanted to finally be mentally, even more than the physical changes. I felt better than ever. I had better relationships at work with my fiance. Like literally everybody in my life, I think, benefited from me being in that 4-month program, because I truly got to deep dive into myself and like figure out who the hell I am, what I want to actually be, and who I want to be and who I want to portray to everybody. And, just that, like being able to be yourself and be free from those feelings of I'm fat forever. So that was huge for me. And also the big difference for me between the two was just being able to work one-to-one with a coach and having those weekly check-ins of like, this is like a full description of how my week went and, where I did really well and where I didn't do well. And so it's an immediate fix of, okay, that's great, you did that, but let's work on these things this week. And this is how we can do this. And that was amazing. Like issues with like sleep, anxiety, if you had that, it was caught right away. And so you could immediately kind of shift those changes. And I think that's honestly a big part of the mind shifts as well, is having those weekly check-ins and weekly essentially pick-me-ups. Like I'm so excited to get a check-in video every week. I'm like, ooh, is it here? Is it here? Like, and even when I'm dragging ass and I'm like, oh, like it was such a bad week, I didn't do what I needed to do, here's my check-in, like, and it's like, okay, that's great, like you're fine, you are going to have a better week, like this is how we're gonna do this. And like stop being sad and mopey, because that's not gonna get you anywhere where you want to be. And I desperately needed that more than I ever knew. And so the 4-month program was like I don't know, even as big of a blessing as the challenge. And I'm literally so grateful I've like continued on this, because it's just gotten better and better. And I feel better and better as I keep going. So yeah.
Love it. Yeah. And I love what you talk about. Like the weekly check-ins are so big and so important, because I mean, I take weekly check-ins with my coach too. And I totally know that feeling of like waiting for your video check-in reply. And you're like, I can't wait. I can't wait. Even if you suck, it's like, I can't wait for her to give feedback, because it's always, look, this is where we sucked. Yeah, we get that. But what can we do to make it better? Right? It's never, you suck because you suck and you suck. It's you didn't do the best, but we're not using this. We're not saying that this is a loss. This is insight. Like this gives us insight. Let's find the holes. Let's find where you messed up and why you messed up. So this week we can make that correction. And like you were saying, it's immediate corrections of, I sucked here. What do I do? Direct feedback, like instantly, every single week. It's like an audit of your week, which I think definitely is a game changer for sure. So I love that. And then 4 months was up and you were like, I ain't done yet. And so then you moved forward to the year-long program, our Evolve year-long program, which you've only been in for like maybe 3 months now. But where are you at now? Because with Breakthrough, so with the 21-day challenge, it's like, we kind of give you like the jump start, right? We give you just a little bit of a jump start to be able to efficiently lose, have some wins and lose a little bit of weight. But then with Breakthrough, it's like, I'm giving you this fish, like I'm giving this to you. I'm giving you all the tools, giving you the one-on-one accountability. I'm showing you exactly how to do it. Everything's individualized. And then with Evolve, I'm teaching you how to fish. So literally every single thing that you received in Breakthrough of me giving you the fish, now I'm teaching you how to do it. So you literally never have to hire a coach again for a strategy. Strategy. You can literally do this on your own for the rest of your life. You literally know exactly what to do and it's mapped out for you. I'm teaching you all of that. So what has been your experience so far just in the 3 months of being in that program?
I think it's been just an amazing feeling to be able to learn everything that's behind the scenes and kind of like build my own roadmap as well, kind of with like right now, like your supervision, like, oh, let's make tweaks here. But knowing deep down that you have all of the tools that you need to be successful. And if you need more accountability, then you hire that coach and you keep that coach. But you have all the physical tools and information and knowledge that you need to be successful. And that was for me making the choice of like, I desperately do not ever want to be back where I was January, to feel fat forever or to be like so unhappy and just like going through life. No, we only have one life. So this is my life. I'm going to live it the way I want to, take control, and have the body I want and have the life that I want and have everything I need to be successful in that, and never looking back. Like I want that, before picture to be the person of the past, not just the body, but the person that was there was just like so unhealthy in so many ways other than the body. So I just like making the choice to go forward, continuing to have the community support that's involved, to have, one-to-one coaching with you, and all of that has been just like amazing. And I just feel like so good. And I never want anyone to feel like they have to stay in their life if they're not happy. Like you do not have to stay miserable, or you don't have to accept that you're going to be fat forever. You have control. So use the resources that you have to make the best of your life and to take that control, because it's literally been the best decision I've ever made. And I hate that I waited this long. And so that's what I'm at now, just trying to, help other women around me, because I feel so freaking good. So it's like, how everyone should feel like this. Nobody should feel like that person in January. Like nobody. Everybody should feel like a fucking rock star all the time. Like you go to the gym and you're like, hell yeah, I'm here and I'm crushing it. Like everybody deserves to feel that good. So
That's
That's
why
why
I
I
tell
with the
you
book.
guys. That's why I literally tell you guys, like at the live event, I'd start crying and I'm like, it's unfair that I get to feel this good and you guys don't. And I'm like, now you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's so unfair that all these people don't feel good and I get to feel this good in my life and you get to feel this good in your life. Like, it's so unfair. And I think people think that I'm on cocaine. I think people literally, they're like, how does she have so much energy? How is she always able to get up and go to the gym? How is she able to do all this stuff? How is she able to be in 50 places at once? And I'm like, I literally just take care of myself and my body gives me the energy. Like, it's you guys, everyone on here watching, you don't physically understand how good your body is made to feel. Like, I see so many people who are like running off caffeine and Adderall, and I'm like, you literally are killing yourself and your body would thank you if you drank some damn water and ate a vegetable. Like, so it's just a completely different mindset, mentality, like an all around outlook on life when you are given the proper tools to implement. Because unfortunately, a lot of us weren't given the proper tools to implement when it comes to our health and fitness. Unfortunately, a lot of our parents were very ignorant to health and fitness in their era. They were the era of skinny detox diarrhea teas and fucking fat loss pills and Weight Watchers and no carb, low carb cardboard whatevers, and that's totally fine, and your parents did the best they could with the knowledge they had. But guys, weight loss is simple. Okay, it's not easy, it's fucking hard, but it's simple with the right strategy. So let's talk a little bit about that, Megan, because you lost all this weight, but you didn't cut out anything. You didn't cut out any foods. You didn't cut out alcohol. You didn't not go out to eat and spend time with people. There was no restriction. Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I am like a firm believer that you can literally eat out and eat your Chick-fil-A and lose the weight too. It's just having the right knowledge of what you can eat, and also just having a better relationship with food overall will help you navigate all of those situations. I'm definitely somebody who I used to have a horrible binge eating, emotional eating, kind of weird relationship with food that was super horrible for my body and bad for me mentally as well, because I would eat it all and I would feel like shit for days for eating that. And then it's like, I don't want to eat. So then I would starve myself for 12 hours and then eat a huge thing again. And it was literally this vicious cycle. But with this program, I didn't have to give up any of those foods I loved. I got to keep them and just make it more proportional. So, what fit in my macros or what fit in my day to eat is what I would eat. And a lot of times I go to Chick-fil-A for dinner if I have a busy day, if it's running super late. But now instead of getting the fried supreme with a large fry and large sweet tea, I now get grilled nuggets and a side salad. And I'm super happy eating it because I feel so good after. And so it's just learning better choices and having a better relationship with food. And if I want a French fry, I eat a French fry and I make it fit in my day. I still go out with friends and drink and do what I want. It's just all more proportional, and a healthier relationship with food has helped me navigate those times. So even in like starting to intuitively eat a little bit more than aggressively tracking, it's I eat what makes me feel good, and I recognize the feelings of my body of, when I feel full, I stop and I don't have to clear my plate all the time. So that's been super awesome because I love wine and I love Chick-fil-A. So, and I didn't have to give any of that up.
Yes. Oh my God. I was about to open a bottle of wine before this, but I had a meeting before this and I'm like, man, I should just wait. I should have just did it and I should have brought it up here and had it with us. I'm so sad, but I'm definitely gonna have a glass of wine after this for sure. But no, and I love what you were saying about like being able to eat the foods that you love and still see the results that you want, on top of the fact that understanding that some foods don't make you feel good, even if they taste good. Like for me, I love pork, but if I eat pork, I'm going to shit my pants. So I'm not going to eat pork, right? So it's just using your intuition, learning about your body throughout the process. And the coolest thing about this, Megan, is that now that you've established these core things and you're slowly building that intuition, we're slowly moving into strictly intuitively eating, you're never going to gain this weight back. Like this is not, you're not going back to January. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that you have to develop new patterns and habits in order to make this a long-term lifestyle. You can't just do a fucking Weight Watchers macaroni and cheese diet or whatever they do. I don't even know what Weight Watchers is. Cardboard, keto, whatever. You can't just do that and expect those results to be long-term, because they're not realistic with your specific lifestyle. What we do here is we bring you in and we go, what's your lifestyle? You tell us what your lifestyle is and we go, great, let's incorporate that into your weight loss. That way you don't have to make these crazy, outrageous fucking changes to see weight loss. It's just about moving some stuff around, making some small sacrifices, and implementing some new patterns to create the lifestyle you want so you don't gain the weight back. So 100%, I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to put you in a little hole and then I'll bring you back up. All right. If you wouldn't have done the program in January, where do you feel like you'd be right now?
To be quite honest, I don't know that I'd be here talking to you or talking to anybody. I was in a super dark space before January. And I've become a little bit more self-aware of what those feelings were as I've worked on my mindset through this journey. So just being able to recognize how dark of a place I was in without realizing in the moment how bad and severe it actually was. But looking back, it's like I had no purpose. I felt like I had no purpose and no life to even live. And I had literally just gotten engaged. I was supposed to be having the happiest moments of my life, and I couldn't even fully enjoy them because I just was in such a bad headspace. And I definitely would still be just as heavy and unhealthy, if not way worse, continuing to emotionally eat and kind of using eating as my way of coping through life with what daily things happen. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that you share that, because a lot of people will look at the after and they're like, oh my God, that's so great, but I'm still at the before. And what they don't realize is that everybody has that moment. Like, even I've had that moment. I'm not fucking perfect. I was at that moment too, binge eating on my couch, shoving Oreos in my mouth hole. And then I like look at myself in the mirror across the room and start crying. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this to myself? Right? Everyone has that moment where it's like, it's that aha moment of like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I in this body? Why am I in this mindset? And the second you start questioning and the second you start having those whys, what can I do? Like, and you get out of the victim mode of, this is just who I am. I'm just fat because my whole family's fat. I'm just stupid because my whole family's stupid. I'm just this, I'm just that. And you get out of that victim mode and you start getting into solution of, what can I do right now to resolve this shit? That's when you start making a change. That's when you start actually taking the steps that you need to getting yourself to where Megan is now 9 months later, or even to where I am now 7 years later, still always working on myself and my mindset. And that's a big point too for everybody watching. Your journey doesn't end. Sorry. Sorry, it's not a quick 21-day challenge or a quick 4-month program or even a quick year-long program. You need to work on yourself for the rest of your life. And I promise you, if you don't have the proper tools to instill, you are not going to be working on yourself in the right direction. Okay. You need to have the proper strategy. You need to have the proper mindset. You need to have the right accountability and the right people holding you to a higher standard than you hold yourself. Not your fucking Aunt Karen, not your mom, not your dad, not your boyfriend, not your fiance, not your brother, dog, cat, lizard. None of those people are going to get you where you need to be. If they could, you'd already be there. Reach outside of your current fucking circle that already got you stuck in the first place. Reach outside of it. Find new people. Find new influences. I don't care if you hire me or Joe Schmo down the street. I'm better than Joe Schmo, but if you hire me or Joe Schmo down the street, I don't care. Get support. This is literally me screaming at you right now to get support in an area that you want to grow. And then we'll kind of jot off that and open it up to two things. If your friend was watching this right now and she has been following me for who knows how long, and she has been contemplating doing my 21-day challenge or just pulling trigger and going straight to breakthrough, doing more one-on-one coaching. And she's like, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't know. Can I do it? I'm just fat. I'm always going to be fat. Nothing works for me. And they're doing the whole thing. What advice would you give them? Like, what would you tell them?
Literally take the 5 seconds and do something about it, and literally click the link in this or research help that you want, but literally you're only gonna regret not doing it sooner. Like, if I would have done it months sooner, I would have maybe been able to enjoy those like first few months engaged or whatever. Like, I literally, not that I didn't, sorry Jeff, but like they were great. I was just in a bad headspace, but it just like literally just do it. You're doing yourself a favor. And I feel like as women, sometimes we're like, oh, like I can't spend an hour on myself every day, like working out or making a plan for my day because I have to do everything for everybody else first. You're literally burning from an empty oil can. Like you're dead inside. Like nobody, you can't help anybody until you help yourself. So you literally just need to get help. And you don't have to ever be fat forever. That's literally like my worst fear, is that people will feel like that because I was there and it's the worst. And you're like, you hate having your picture taken. You hate looking at pictures of yourself. Like, it's just terrible. Like, why would you ever choose to keep living that when you have help literally right here? Like, it's right here, guys. Like, you can do it. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. Just click the damn link and do it, and you'll have a better life.
I love how it's just like, just sign up and you'll have a better life. Because it's so funny, because it is. Like, I'm literally not even kidding. Just sign up, you'll have a better life. The super cool thing, guys, because I love what you were talking about, how like some people have these limiting beliefs of, oh, I'm going to be fat forever or whatever. A big one that I always had is I had a big ego. Your girl had a big ego because I was a personal trainer. Well, I still am, but I was a personal trainer. I'm a health and fitness, whatever you want to call me. And I'm a weight loss expert, but I need help. Like, no, I'm too good for that. Like, I'm too good to get help. I know what I'm doing. I just need to do it. How many of you guys have said that? I know what to do. I just need to do it. If you knew what you needed to do and you just need to do it, you would have already done it by now and got the results. You don't need another strategy. You need support. Put your ego aside for like 3 seconds of your life and reach out for help. We actually have a nutrition specialist and I think a dietitian in this round of the 21-day challenge. And they said they learned more from this 21-day challenge than they did of 8 years of college. Like, guys, put your fucking ego aside. You don't know as much as you think that you know. Here's my favorite quote. You don't know what you don't know. That's my favorite thing my coach ever told me. You don't know what you don't know. Because guys, I hire coaches in every area of my life that I want to grow. I have a health and fitness coach. I have a business coach. I have a mindset coach. I have a coach in my relationship. Not because any of these areas are suffering. This is preventative, guys. This is so they don't suffer. Okay. I don't wait until I'm on fire to fucking put myself out and roll. I avoid lit fires and fucking burning down buildings. Like, it's preventative. Prevent yourself from getting to the point where you have to be on 27 medications because your health got so bad. Prevent yourself from, and this isn't just for health and fitness, prevent yourself from having to go to a fucking divorce therapist. I don't even know what they're called, because you waited until the last minute. Like, reach out and get support in the areas that you want to thrive in your life, not just when you're on fucking fire. Like, do it always be open to support. And one of my least favorite things that people say, especially on social media right now, because everyone's fake as fuck and everyone is so just so fake perfect life, swimming with pigs and Bora Bora, perfect little models with perfect faces. And I'm just like, that's just so stupid and boring, and it's so not fun. Stop sitting back and thinking that you have to be self-made. I hate that saying. Stop pretending like you have to be self-made. I'm not self-made. I will never be self-made. The most famous, amazing, richest billionaires in the world are not self-made. They are team-made. They have coaches. LeBron James, he is a coach. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has a coach. All these people have coaches and mentors because guess what? Failure is not an option. And they know that if they are by themselves in this game of fuckery life that we live right now, then failure is a little bit closer of an option if they don't have anybody to kick them in the ass, because we're human beings. With that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you tuned in this entire time, make sure you share, and we'll see you guys later. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to go drink a glass of wine. All right, bye.